Happy Saturday morning, everybody. Looking like the rain is just missing St. Louis, Missouri. It's just missing St. Louis. Look at the legend today. Look at Louis. He finally found his spot. You know, sometimes he gets up and he's a nervous Nelly. He's like me. Okay. We have some business to get to before we talk about the new documentary out called Earnhardt. #1 across America right now. That documentary, Earnhardt, out on Prime, it's #1 everywhere. So it must be really good. I have not watched it yet. If you've watched it, respond right here. Somebody said, Herman, we're going to make some decals that say, respond right here. Okay, first thing is I am leaving today at 1:30 and I'm headed to Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay, no more racing with me. Nowhere tonight. Peevely is not racing. Highland is not racing. Brownstown is not racing. No racing around here in St. Louis. They just feel like the crowds are no good during the Memorial Day week, and they give you some time off. There will be no swimming in St. Louis. I got the pool cleaned up for nothing because it's cold. But I was talking to my buddy Billy Smith, and that's pretty normal for this time of the year. Always the end of May, it's either feast or famine. I can remember plenty of times it being cold and rainy, kind of that winter feel. So I am headed to Charlotte, North Carolina for Trackside Live. So I'll see everybody at Trackside Live tomorrow at noon. Let me see, we got Ryan Priest, Ricky Stenhouse. We got some good drivers. So come on out to Trackside Live tomorrow behind the main grandstands at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. I sure do enjoy doing that. So we're going to have a good time. All right. I want to talk about Dale Earnhardt Sr. Now, you already know that Dale Earnhardt Sr. was a friend of mine. What I'm doing is I'm giving you the disclaimers. You know, Herman, how can you talk about the man? Well, Big Brother Rusty was good friends with Dale Earnhardt Sr. And if you remember, before I became a race car driver, 1984, I was a crew chief in the Cup Series on the Levi Garrett car, driver Joe Ruttman. So I've known Senior either way, and I think Dale Senior had a little respect for me because he remembered me doing everything. And my buddy Bobby Labonte, Bobby and me are me and Bobby McGee. There's that ADH brain again. By the way, Bobby Labonte called me yesterday. I love Bobby. He is so good to me. He'll call me and he'll just say, I love you, Herman. And I'm like, Bobby, you're awesome. You know, not very many people like me. A lot of people don't know how to say I love you. Do you remember when Bobby Hamilton died and he did that interview with Wendy Venturini? And he knew he was going to pass away when he was talking to Wendy Venturini. And he looked at Wendy and he said, you know, I used to not be able to say I love you to people that I really liked. But now that I'm in this position, you know, Wendy, I really love you. So sometimes it's strange. It takes people to go through tough circumstances, you know, take the edge off them. You know, sometimes people are on defense. You know, they've been roughed up in life and they just feel like everybody's out to get them, and they don't have you know, they're just on edge. But anyway, I love Bobby Labonte too. He's such a good guy. But Bobby Labonte and myself, we were crew members. We were fabricators. Then we became race car drivers. But Bobby Labonte and myself, we're super good friends to this day. Talk all the time. He called me yesterday. I was in the grocery store And Herman, of course, I answered the phone right away. You know, and he wanted to talk all about my health because Bobby's into his health too. Bobby Labonte's just like me, except maybe more. Bobby, you know, he would ride that bicycle, and, you know, he would do his deal too to keep his health going. Maybe that's why Dale Sr. took a liking to me, because he remembered me from 1984. He also remembered me from St. Paul, Minnesota, when he ran his ASA car. That's right. Dale Earnhardt Sr. had an ASA car. Popped me in the ass, moved me. I saved it. I told you that story before. He said, Herman, I like you. I said, why you like me, Earnhardt? He said, because when I hit you in the ass, you had two choices, to save it or spin out. I saved that son of a bitch. St. Paul, Minnesota, turn 1 and 2. Then I made it to the Cup Series, and he was good to me. I remember when I drove that old number 40 Dirt Devil Cup car. I was trying to get going at Bristol, and I was bottoming out. And Earnhardt come flying down there and looked at Jeff Hammond, and he said, Hammond, get this damn thing off the ground so that me and Herman can race each other. And Earnhardt's driving number 3 GM Goodrich Chevrolet. But, you know, Earnhardt knew I was pretty good at Bristol because he'd watch me in the Busch Series back in those days. I said Busch Series just to make you all happy today. It's the Xfinity Series. What is the mystique of Dale Sr.? What is the mystique of Dale Sr.? Respond right here, tell me. But I'm going to tell you. This movie come out, and I'm going to tell you now, this is about the 3rd or 4th movie. It ain't like this is a new movie. But this one is a true documentary, is what Chocolate Myers said on X. I haven't watched it, but Chocolate Myers had a lot of heart on Friday night. I looked on X as I was going to bed, and I'm scrolling. Chocolate Myers said, my favorite documentary of my life was On Any Sunday. And I'm old enough to know what that was. That was a really kick-ass movie / documentary of a motorcycle rider. It was real, it was all real. Documentary of a real film. No actors. You know, they did like that. They did a documentary like that with Ayrton Senna, where it was a movie / documentary. So I'm taking it that this Earnhardt movie is a real documentary with real-time, you know, film. They searched around and they found real film and put together a nice movie. I'm hearing rave reviews. I'm hearing everybody really likes it. But kind of like Elvis, how can you make, I'll respond right here. I'm thinking this is the 3rd or 4th Earnhardt movie. It's hard for me to watch because it's very sad to me. Earnhardt was so good to me. It's a moment in life where just damn it, you know, Superman died. How can Superman die? He had all the kryptonite. Earnhardt ain't supposed to die. He's the man. Just goes to show you that we all ain't so tough, are we? But what is the mystique? What is the deal with Dale Sr.? Well, one thing, he was a man's man. One of the biggest things about Sr. is every man wanted to be him because he was so badass. Earnhardt defied everything. I'm going to keep my full face helmet on while all you kids wear these full face helmets. Let me say that again. Earnhardt, I'm going to keep my open face helmet on. Earnhardt said, I'm going to keep my open face helmet on and my bubble goggles while you all wear your full face helmets. He said that. He told NASCAR, I'm going to keep my old Corvette seat while you all use the safer seats. I remember Dale Jr. saying, I'm going to keep wearing my open face helmet like my daddy did. So Earnhardt defied everybody because he was a badass. He raced in an era where Jeff Burton was the one that said, Let's run these seat containments. Let's run a Hans device. Let's put all the safer walls up. And during that time, Earnhardt said, drop the rag, let's race. We all liked that. He was rough around the edges. Although that, now that you look back respectfully, this is very hard for me to say, but I'm going to say it. Dale Sr. was wrong about all that. Dale Sr. was wrong about all that. He should have had it all in his car. But he was the John Wayne. He was the James Dean, because I'm going to wear my open face helmet. I'm going to run my seat the way I want to run my seat. He told NASCAR, he said, if I get hurt, I'm going to sue you. Well, he didn't get hurt. He got killed. What was it about Earnhardt? The pass through the grass, where his car went into the grass and he didn't wreck for that all-star race against Bill Elliott? What was it about Earnhardt? Was it that everything was black? His car was black. His pants were black. Always wore black pants. He was the man in black. He was in control of his car. Most people weren't in control of their car. They thought they were. Big brother Rusty, my brother Rusty Wallace would say, Herman, I can't do anything that Earnhardt does. When he wrecks a person, Earnhardt would wreck a person. The rest of us, when we would try to wreck somebody, we'd wreck ourselves trying to wreck that person. Earnhardt could pick a point out the wall and he'd say, I'm going to make you wreck right there. And Earnhardt would wreck you and you'd land right there where he said. Earnhardt was a badass. He wore cowboy boots. He listened to Leonard Skinner. Punchy Whitaker told me that. I lived 27 years in Charlotte, North Carolina. I know everybody. Punchy Whitaker. Did you know that Dale Sr., when he was getting going, Dale Sr. lived above a garage. And I believe Punchy Whitaker rented him that little garage. Punchy loved Sr. because he goes, I know that Dale Sr. came from nothing. He had nothing. Dale Sr. came from nothing. Is that what it is? Dale Sr. came from nothing. He's the man in black. He'd wreck you because you was in his way. That's why when I saw Sr. coming, I moved out of the way because I didn't want to get wrecked. He wouldn't give you a half a straightaway. He would not give you a half a straightaway, even though he said he might. That's where he learned the Intimidator nickname. How did Dale Sr. get the nickname Intimidator? I just told you. He got the nickname the Intimidator because when you looked in your mirror, you moved the hell out of the way because he wasn't going to spend no time with you. If he got to you and you didn't move out of the way, he'd bump you. And if you wrecked, it was your fault because you didn't save it. Remember? For all these reasons, I still think he's ultra famous. I'm going to leave you with this. Dale Earnhardt Sr. is a man's man. You wanted to be him. He wore cowboy boots. He wore black pants. Johnny Cash. He was like Johnny Cash. He was like James Dean. He was like Elvis. He was simply America badass. He raced and he was just so cool. I'm going to wreck you. Whew, man, can't believe he's gone. Cannot believe Dale Sr.'s gone. He was so good to me. He took an interest in me. And maybe that's why it's hard for me to watch the movies. Dale Sr. let me drive my very first NASCAR race car. He said, Herman, come down and drive my GM Goodwrench Chevrolet, the number 8. I finished 12th at Martinsville. Big brother Rusty Wallace and Earnhardt were so close. I'll never forget that day at Martinsville. I hope you all enjoy the Earnhardt documentary. And by the way, they made that so you would watch Prime. I'm not getting Prime. I'm 60 years old. I'm not paying another dime for Prime. Hey, dummy, you've already got it and you don't know it. Did you know that if you order Amazon or you're buying all that stuff on Amazon or you are a Prime member, you get it free. So if you get a lot of Amazon packages delivered to you and you're a Prime member, you most likely got it. A lot of people are starting to simmer down with their complaining now. I'm not paying another dime for Prime. You've already got it. You just got to learn how to work your TV, dummy. You're like me. You don't know what the hell you're doing. Let me show you something. See that TV? It's called a smart TV, and you're not smart. Watch this, okay? See that home button right there? Look. See that? Look, children, look. See that? See that? Prime. Kim, I've got Prime. Grab your remote, children. Let's see if we can find it together. Oh, I messed up. Let me go back. Prime. No, that was Netflix. Son of a bitch. See, I mess up too. Prime. I've got Prime. Let me go back. Let me go to search. Let me put in E for Earnhardt. E. I'm searching. A. Ear. Let me see if I can get the N. Earn. There it is. Look, children, it's called a remote. Episode 1. Well, what do you know? What do you know, dummies? I can't watch it. All right, everybody, have a great Saturday.